श्री भागवत भगवान के आरती नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। पुराण पुरुषोत्तम देवताभ्यो नमः। राजकं समर्पयामि चरण कमले समन्त पुष्पांजलिं समर्पयामि पुष्कारान् समर्पयामि सहस्राणि जपति पुनः यानि नामानि विद्यानि तानि च चक्षुषे श्रवणः। बोली भागवत महापुराण की जय। शुभोदय भगवान कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की राधे राधे
जय श्री राधे।
जय श्री राधे। Namaste. Let's all sing together. Hari Narayan, Hari Om, Hari Narayan, Hari Narayan, Hari Om, Hari Narayan, Hari Sundar Mukunda, Hari Narayan, Hari Om, Hari Sundar Mukunda, Hari Narayan. Hari Narayan, Hari Om. Keshav Hari Govinda, Hari Narayan, Hari Om. Hari Keshav Hari Govinda, Hari Sundar Mukunda, Hari Narayan, Hari Om. Hari Narayan, Hari Om. Hari Narayan, Hari Karma Chandi, Hari Narayan, Hari Hari Kesam, Hari Gauri, Hari Narayan, Krishna ke pyar Krishna Kanaya Lal Ki Jai.
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्णदामोदरं रामनारायणं जानकीवन्दनम् अच्युतं केशवं कृष्णदामोदरं भगवान आते नहीं
कहते भगवान आते नहीं
तुम मीरा के जैसे बुलाते नहीं
तुम मेरा के जैसे बुलाते नहीं
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण रामनाम भगवान खाते नहीं
कोई कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं,
देर शबरी को जैसे खिलाते नहीं
देर शबरी के जैसे खिलाते नहीं।
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदर
अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम,
राम नाम रायणं जानकी वल्लभ
राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्।
कौन कहते हैं भगवान सोते नहीं माँ यशोदा के जैसे सुनाते नहीं
मानुषोदा की जैसे सुनाते नहीं। अच्युतम केशवम
कृष्ण
अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण
भगवान नाचते नहीं
कौन कहते हैं भगवान
तरह तुम नचाते नहीं
गोपियों की तरह तुम नचाते नहीं।
अच्युत केशव कृष्ण दामोदर
अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण
जानकी वल्लभ
नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। बहूनां जन्मनामन्ते ज्ञानवान् मां प्रपद्यते। वासुदेव सर्वमिति स महात्मा सुदुर्लभः। After many births, a wise man comes to me. भगवान श्री कृष्ण कहते हैं कि 84 लाख योनि है. We are 8,400,000 species of life. And after taking countless births, eventually a being realizes that the goal of everything is who? Vasudeva Sarvamiti. There is nothing beyond Bhagwan Vasudeva. There is nothing beyond God. And realizing this, such a man is rare in this world. So it is only those who have done some prior excellent deeds that come to the realization that the goal of our existence is the Supreme Lord, and everything else is just a distraction. उन वासुदेव को मैं नमस्कार करता हूँ. This Bhagwan Vasudev that pervades everything, I do namaskar to. This entire creation is Bhagwan Vasudev. found deep in all of your hearts is Bhagwan Vasudev. I do namaskar to that Bhagwan. Siya Ram Maya Sab Jag Jani Karo Pranam Jodi Jug Pani. I find Sita and Ram in every part of this world. I therefore pay homage to all of you with folded palms. उपस्थित है भगवान वासुदेव, संत समाज, गुरु भ्यो, and priya devotees. Present here is the Supreme Lord, all the holy places, Santa, Jan, our learned gurus, and pure devotees. With joined hands, I do namaskar to all of you. We begin on a journey today of recitation and Katha Amrit of Shrimad Bhagwat Mahapurana. This Puran is one of the 18 Puranas that have been compiled by Rishi Vedyasji. This Puran has 18,000 verses, 18,000 shlokas. It is not possible for us to come even close to covering those 18,000 verses in these 7 days. But we will take you on a journey systematically through the various cantos and explain as much as we can, read some of the verses at least. But you are not going away from here only with that. This Santam Samaj that you see on my right here are doing continuous japa for the entire recitation. They are also doing what we call Mool Pata. Mool Pat means all the verses I am not reading, they are reciting here silently. So they are creating a special type of energy here today so that you get the full benefit of this Shrimad Bhagwat Puran, Katha Amrita. We are now going to delve immediately into some of the texts of the first canto. And I want to say to you that what you experience here in the next 7 days is up to you. Whether you come back here or not for the rest of the days, it depends on what's in the palm of your hand, the lines on your hand, the lines on your forehead will determine what you take from here and whether you come back for the remainder of the days. There is great significance in completing a saptaha, 7 days of recitation. Kayena vacha manasa pipatakam nityam kurvanti shatahatena ye paraspushtaha malinaha durashayaha saptaha yagyena kalu punanti te. Kumara Uchuhu, the 4 mind-born sons of Lord Brahma, who are said to be manifestations of the Supreme Lord, are speaking. And here they are speaking about the greatness of this Shrimad Bhagwat Mahapurana. Before taking a dip in this holy lake, they have directed us that we must first speak about the Mahatmyam, the greatness of this. This Katha, this text that you see here is being worshipped because in these verses, it says that the Lord, this book is the Lord. What is contained in this book here, all the expansions, all the dialogues and thoughts that arise from it is nothing but the Supreme Lord. Vasudeva Sarvamiti. And therefore we worship this book, we garland this book. And these Kumars, what are they saying? जो दुष्ट आग्रह पूर्वक सर्वदा मन वाणी और शरीर से पाप करते रहते हैं, दूसरे के धन से ही पुष्ट होते हैं तथा मलिन मन और दुष्ट हृदय वाले हैं, वे भी कलयुग में सप्ताह यज्ञ पवित्र हो जाते हैं. They are saying these are more saintly and pure beings. They are describing the great power that is contained in this recitation, and they are saying that the most wicked people that exist in this Kali Yuga, that whose minds are constantly polluted, whose speech is nothing but sharp words, and whose actions are nothing but sin, who steal the wealth of others, whose minds are polluted by terrible thoughts, and say pavitra ho jate hai. That means if such a person listens to this for the saptaha, for the full 7 days, he will purify their hearts. So there is great benefit of listening to this in its entirety. So there is a beautiful saying, it says, even if you don't feel like praying, do so anyway, somehow, because remember that there must also be something that is preventing you from praying. Think about it. This world is full of opposites. If Bhagwan is calling you in one direction, what is it that is calling you in the other direction? Who are you going to give in to? The one that is pulling you away, or the one that is taking you towards Bhagwan? Now, this is the greatest of Bhagavad Sapta. He whose heart is starting to get pure, whose mind is starting to get pure, he will be attracted to this Bhagavad Sapta, to listening to the glories of Shri Hari. So we are going to start off this Katha by doing the Katha of Gokarna or Dundukari. Dundukari or Gokarna. So in ancient times, there was a town called Tungabhadra, and a pious Brahmin lived there called Atma Dev. Him and he resided there with his wife called Dhundhuli. After listening to the story, none of you should keep your children's name Dhundhuli. Okay? So they were trying to have a child for many, many years. Atma Dev was a Brahmin, he was a Pandit. And he understood the benefit of bringing good children into this world. Santana, Suputra. Why do we want to bring good children in this world? Not only to enjoy their company and play with them, etc. But we want to leave behind change, bring about change in this world. And the way to do it long after you're gone is to leave behind the good children. So this is the intention that they had, and or Atma Dev had, and he wanted to have a child. So Ji says, in trying to have this child, trying various things, half of their entire wealth they gave away in dan, doing puja, doing various kinds of dan, dakshina, etc. Half the dan was gone, but there was no success. So one day Atma Dev was very, very sad, and he ventured off into the forest. And in that forest, he met a sannyasi Baba. Dear brothers and sisters, please could I ask you to switch off your cell phones or put it on silent? He met a sannyasi Baba in the forest. And Atma Dev he knew about etiquette. He fell at the feet of the sannyasi Baba. And he says to him, Maharaj, I don't have any children. Neither does wealth stay in my home for any period of time. I work hard, whatever comes in no time it is gone. Please, can you do an astrology check for me? Tell me, what is the problem and what it is I should do. But I want to have a child. Sannyasi Baba looked at his forehead, looked at Atma Dev's forehead, he looked at the lines on his forehead, and he said to him, Atma Dev, because of your past karma, for 7 births, you will not have any children. Sarpa Janma. Atma Dev was already in a bad state of mind. He became even more depressed. He said to Sannyasi Baba, held his feet, clasped his feet and said, please, can you tell me what I can do to overcome this? Sannyasi Baba said, see, what is written on your forehead You have to use it as a learning curve. You must go into the forest, you must take sannyas, focus your mind on Bhagwan Vasudev. You will become happy. All good things will fall into place for you. Atma Dev started to cry. He said to the sannyasi Baba, if I don't have any children, who will perform my Shrimad? If I pass away, what will happen to my wife? Who am I going to leave my wealth to? If you, sannyasi Baba, don't help me, I'm going to kill myself. Sannyasi Baba was on his way to go and do some tapasya. He was going to do meditation. And he thought to himself, if I don't help this man and he commits suicide, how will I meditate? So Sannyasi Baba picked up one fruit, he chanted a mantra and he gave it to Atma Dev. He said, Atma Dev, you take this fruit, you go home and you feed it to your wife. After she eats this fruit, she is going to expect a child. But there is one very important condition. Your wife, for this 1 year, that almost 1 year that she's going to expect a child, she must live an extremely pious life. Because if she does the wrong things, this child is going to be a terror to the world. For 1 year, she must be very disciplined. You must see to that. Atma Dev became very, very happy. He gave dan to the sannyasi Baba, washed his feet, thanked him in many, many ways, and he took the fruit and he went home. He went home to his wife, Dunduli, and he explained to her, listen, I am supposed to feed you this fruit, and this is what will happen. Dunduli had other ideas. She said to Atma Dev, okay, leave the fruit here. Later on, you can feed me the fruit. And so what she did, she thought to herself, I have such a nice looking body. He wants me to walk around with the big stomach for 9 months. I'm going to put on so much of weight. He wants me to watch what I'm eating, watch what I'm drinking, and to be pious, etc. How I'm going to manage all of that? She took the fruit and she hid it away. Atma Dev asked her, where's the fruit? She said, I ate it. In the meantime, Dunduli's sister was expecting a child. When her sister came to visit her, she told her sister what happened. Her sister said, don't worry. Her sister was equally cunning as Dunduli. You know, they sometimes say birds of a feather flock together. The sister told her, don't worry. I will take this fruit, I'll feed it to one cow. This baby in my stomach, you don't worry. You cover your stomach and walk every day and act like you're pregnant. When my child is born, I'll give you the child. You give me lots of money. Both our problems will be solved. Dunduli said, okay. And that is what happened. When it was time for the child, when the sister's child was born, Dunduli pretended like she was going to have a child, and the sister brought the child and came, etc. And this child was born. Dunduli went to Atma Dev. She said to Atma Dev, for some reason, I'm not producing milk. Take the child, go to my sister, she'll feed the child. Can you see how devious minds work? So after 3 months, the cow also gave birth. Through the Shakti of the sannyasi Baba was in that fruit. And the child that came out of the cow was a human child. Only one thing was the cow's ears. इसीलिए गौ कर्ण, गौ का मतलब गाय, कर्ण कान, Gokarna. Gokarna was an extremely pious being. He followed everything that his father told him to do, and he became a Pandit. He served saints and sages, etc. The other child, the sister's child, when the child started growing up a little bit, reached the right age for the right name, etc., Atma Dev said, let's call Panditji and we'll do Namkaran Sanskar. Dunduli told him, 9 months I carried the child. You want to call the Pandit to give the name? I will give the name. Since my name is Dunduri, we'll keep the baby's name Dundakari. And that is what happened. Dundakari was the most evil of all beings. Every day he did terrible things. He ate what he wanted. He drank what he wanted. And as he was growing up, he became more and more violent. Every night he used to go and visit prostitutes, etc., consume copious amounts of alcohol. And his brother Gokarna, on the other hand, was a most pious being. One day, Dundakari came home under the influence of alcohol. Atma Dev said to him, son, why are you drinking? He took one stick and hit his father, unconscious. Atma Dev, when he regained consciousness, he decided that he had enough. He went to Gokarna. He says, Gokarna, my son, you are learned. You have learned from the sages, saints and sages. Please tell me what I should do in these circumstances, because I cannot